Coming up tonight on SLU News 22.
Kerry talks ISIS.
Obama's wildlife refuge.
Billiken's state of mind.
A Kansas City kidnapping.
Plus, national news and weather live from the Busch Student Center. This is SLU News 22.
Good evening. I'm Bobby Stilwell.
And I'm Jocie Klocke.
Thank you for joining us this evening. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry said that coalition airstrikes in Syria and Iraq have halted or reversed the momentum of the terrorist group Islamic State. 21 coalition states, including the U.S., the UK, Iraq, Canada, Denmark, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and several others met in London to talk about their goals to defeat the Islamic State. Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi thanked the coalition for providing training to his forces, but said it needed more help with the supply of weapons due to falling oil prices. After nearly 2,000 airstrikes, ground forces have reclaimed almost 700 square kilometers of territory, and about 50% of the top command for the Islamic State has been eliminated.
President Barack Obama, in conjunction with the Department of the Interior, announced plans to protect 12 million acres of Alaskan land for the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. The land could possibly contain large amounts of natural resources necessary to Alaska's economy. Alaskan politicians disagree with the decision, saying that the move could damage the economy and the ecology of the state. Many Republican Party members perceive this move as political to undermine Alaska, to a typical Republican voting state. Obama is excited to preserve the land for generations to experience the Alaskan wilderness.
Chief Meteorologist Annie Eveker is in the Weather Center with our first forecast. Annie, what's the weather like for this weekend?
Well, guys, it's not as cold as Alaska because we're in the 30s tonight, but we're going to get down into the 30s looking into later on. It's going to be 32 degrees, partly cloudy, and the winds are going to be calm, so if you're going outside, it won't be that bad. Weather story for tonight coming up, it's going to be a chilly week with slightly warmer temps Wednesday and Thursday, and it's going to be cloudy with a chance of showers on Saturday, so we're going to take a look at that and why that's going to happen later on. All right, back to you guys.
Thanks, Annie. The European Central Bank is set to spend 50 billion euros a month to purchase the debts of its member countries. This move is an attempt to make the ECB more aggressive and competitive on the world market. Germany, the largest European economy, has objected to the plan, arguing that this plan decreases the involvement of individual governments. A press conference is scheduled at 2:30 p.m. Wednesday in Frankfurt to announce the decision.
A man stabbed 9 people, including a bus driver, in an apparent terrorist attack in Tel Aviv Wednesday. The 23-year-old attacker was caught and is being questioned by police. During the attack, the bus driver tried to fight back in a number of ways, such as spraying the attacker with pepper spray, pumping the brakes on the bus, and opening its doors to allow passengers to escape. After leaving the bus, prison guards in a car behind the bus assisted with the arrest. This is the latest in a string of attacks going back to October.
Missouri State Senator Brian Munzliner will soon propose a version of an agriculture bill that was vetoed last year by Governor Nixon. Munzliner expects this version of the bill to become law. However, some groups, including MoDOT, have voiced concern about this bill. MoDOT is concerned about increased weight limits for truckers, which could destroy Missouri roads. MoDOT states that they do not have money for repairs at this time.
Officer Darren Wilson is expected to be cleared of all civil rights charges in the shooting death of teenager Michael Brown last August, according to 2 unnamed U.S. officials. Prosecutors failed to bring enough evidence to prove Officer Wilson intentionally planned to violate Brown's civil rights. A final decision is expected to be made in the next few weeks before Attorney General Eric Holder leaves office.
St. Louis County Police have released more images of looting that took place after the grand jury decision in the shooting death of Michael Brown. The newest images come from the Del Ward Market in the 1600 block of Chambers Road. The police are asking for the public's help in identifying 182 suspects visible in the video. The market has been repeatedly targeted starting in August. If you can identify any suspects, call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. Tips can remain anonymous.
Man who claimed he was kidnapped in Kansas City escaped his captors in Jennings Thursday. The 67-year-old victim told police that 2 suspects held him at gunpoint while carjacking and kidnapping him. While being assaulted, the suspects drove the victim around to various banks, forcing him to withdraw money from different accounts. The victim was able to escape the 5600 block of Jennings Station Road around 1 p.m., where St. Louis County Police responded. The Kansas City Police Department is investigating.
Coming up next, your SLU area news. Stay tuned. In new research published in Endocrinology, Thomas Burris, Ph.D., Chair of Pharmacological and Physiological Science at St. Louis University, reports that his team has found a way to prevent type 1 diabetes in an animal model. Type 1 diabetes is a chronic autoimmune disease that occurs when the body's immune system destroys insulin, resulting in an insulin deficiency and hyperglycemia. Current treatments for type 1 diabetes focus on controlling blood sugar with insulin therapy and must continue throughout a person's life. Burris and his research team focused on blocking the autoimmune process that destroys cells and leads to diabetes, with the aim of developing therapies that can prevent the illness from developing rather than treating its symptoms. During the experiments, none of the mice on the treatment developed diabetes. Burris and his team believe that this treatment will slow the progression of type 1 diabetes in people, or potentially even eliminate the need for insulin therapy.
SLU's College of Arts and Sciences has announced its next dean to be Dr. Christopher Duncan. Duncan comes to us from Wittenberg University in Springfield, Ohio, where he has served as the provost and professor of political science since 2011. He will start July 1st and will reside in SLU's Department of Political Science this coming school year.
This March, SLU will be sending 50 lucky students on an all-expense paid trip to Brooklyn, New York for the Atlantic 10 Conference Men's Basketball Championship. Undergraduate students may enter the contest in groups of 2 to 6, by filling out an online form and by submitting a short video connecting the department's objectives of education, competition, and community. The contest is open now through Sunday, February 1st.
SLU will be holding a global discussion on Thursday at 7 at Global Citizenship. Reverend Richard Pates, Bishop of Des Moines and Chair of the U.S. Bishops' Committee for International Justice and Peace, will do a lecture titled Blessed Are the Peacemakers, a Catholic and American Response to Global and Local Conflict. A light reception will follow. For more information, contact Kevin Doyle at kdoyle16@slu.edu.
Last Thursday, the Office of Alumni Relations announced the winners for this year's Spirit of the Billiken Award. Honoring SLU's founding in 1818, the award recognizes 18 SLU seniors who represent what it means to be a Billiken. In addition to excelling in academics, these well-rounded students are also committed to the community through their leadership and service. 17 of the students will be honored at a special ceremony on March 21st. One student who attends SLU's campus in Madrid will be honored in her own ceremony in Spain.
Join the St. Louis University Women Commission, Women Involved in Service Community, Live the Mission, at noon Thursday in the multipurpose room of the Allied Health Professions Building. This program will feature SLU women who are involved in service in the local community and who are living the mission. The panel members will feature Dr. Darcy Scharf, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Associate Professor in Behavioral Science and Health Education, Janet Oberle, Senior Associate Director of Athletics, Karen Kowak, Assistant Professor of Legal Writing, Alice Dickerber, Associate Director of Admission for the School of Law, Dr. Karen Myers, Associate Professor and Director of the Higher Education Program, will be moderator.
Carnegie Foundation for Advancement of Teaching has awarded SLU its 2015 Community Engagement Classification Award. Only 361 institutions have received the award nationwide, and only 83 received it this year. The award recognizes institutions that commit to engaging with local, national, and global communities. This classification adds to recent awards for SLU's community engagement efforts. In December, SLU was recognized on the President's Higher Education Community Service Honor Roll for the 7th consecutive year. SLU earned a distinction for both general and interfaith community service.
The 2015 Recycle Mania Tournament is coming to SLU February 1st through March 28th. Recyclemania is an annual competition between regional and national colleges and universities. Schools who compete to see who can recycle the most single-stream and e-waste on their campus. In order to get involved, all students need to do is put all of their recyclables in SLU's blue bins. There will also be several events for students to participate in, like a green basketball game, an e-waste drive, and a recycling bin labeling project. There are also various volunteering opportunities offered throughout the event. For more information, go to recycling.slu.edu.
Rascal Flatts recently announced their 2015 tour. The Ride Tour, as it's being called, kicks off on May 29th in St. Louis. The shows will continue throughout the summer and will feature special guests and former American Idol winner Scotty McCreery. More information about the venue and where to purchase tickets will be released soon.
Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella is coming to the Fox Theater from January 20th through February 1st. Cinderella is the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical from the creators of The Sound of Music and South Pacific. The production features an incredible orchestra, jaw-dropping transformations, and all the classic Cinderella moments with a few new twists. Relive the new classic before it leaves St. Louis.
Coming up next, your workweek forecast. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Meteorologist Annie Eveker is here with us now for your extended forecast. So Annie, what's the weather like this week?
Well, the weather's going to be just a lot like today. It's going to be high 30s, and then it's going to get up to 40 in the middle of the day, and then it's going to drop down into the night. So looking at our current conditions outside, we have 33 degrees, and it's partly sunny outside, so it's pretty nice. And then looking at our storm track, later on in the week, it's going to have a cold front coming in, so it's going to be colder with clouds, and it might get a little rainy. The forecast for tonight, if you're going outside to go to the library, is 32 degrees with partly cloudy. So on Tuesday, it's going to be 42 with a high of 45, and then it's going to be cloudy tomorrow as well. So, but no rain, no precipitation. And then our 5-day forecast, looking out at that, is Tuesday is 44, Wednesday 51, Thursday 45, Friday 41, Saturday 42, with a chance of showers on Saturday. So if you're going out, go out Friday, not Saturday, because it might rain on you. And that's our forecast for the week.
Thank you, Annie. Next up, we'll look into the world of sports and entertainment. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Wednesday, Microsoft unveiled details about the new Windows 10 operating system. It is said that the new system will include a possible successor to the current Internet Explorer browser and will be able to span a number of devices, including PCs, game consoles, smartphones, and tablets. When released, all owners of devices running Windows 7, 8, or 8.1 will get a free upgrade to Windows 10 for the first year.
Actress Zooey Deschanel recently got engaged to boyfriend Jacob Petchnik. On Saturday, Petchnik popped the question. They got engaged 1 week after Deschanel revealed she is pregnant. Petchnik and Deschanel have been dating since August 2014. This engagement marks the second marriage for Deschanel. She was previously married to Death Cab for Cutie singer Ben Gibbard before they divorced in 2012. Petchnik and Deschanel plan to welcome their first child in the summer.
Today, a big asteroid flew by Earth at 11:19 a.m. Eastern Time. The asteroid is called 2004 BL86. However, we are in no harm. The asteroid will be about 3 times as far away from Earth as the Moon. Asteroid 2004 BL86 is about 1/3 of a mile in size, according to NASA. The asteroid poses no threat to Earth in the foreseeable future. However, this will be a good chance to learn more about the asteroid. The asteroid could be seen with a pair of strong binoculars or a backyard telescope.
The Malaysia Airlines website was hacked by a group known as the Lizard Squad. An image of tuxedo-wearing lizards replaced the website's front page. The page also read, "Hacked by Lizard Squad, official cyber caliphate." Also, the headline read 404, plane not found, referring to the missing Malaysia Airlines flight last year. Media reports some versions included the words "ISIS will prevail." The Lizard Squad is known for previous denial of service attacks, including the attacks that took down the Sony PlayStation Network and Microsoft's Xbox Live network last month. The Islamic State continues to shock the world with videotaped executions of journalists and other captured foreigners. The Islamic State is believed to harbor ambitious of launching a cyber war against the West. It is unclear why Malaysia Airlines was targeted, despite many Malaysian citizens were lured to the cause in the Middle East.
The St. Louis Cardinals look to fill a hole in right field left by the death of Oscar Taveras. They acquired Jason Hayward and Jordan Walden from the Atlanta Braves in exchange for starting pitcher Shelby Miller and pitching prospect Terrell Jenkins. Hayward is entering his 6th season as a major leaguer and is under contract for this upcoming season. In the months after the trade, Hayward has not done interviews with the St. Louis media, only communicating via Twitter. Outside of Twitter, the only things Cardinals fans know about Hayward is from his time as a Brave. Depending on how the season goes, it is still up in the air whether or not he will sign an extension with the Cardinals past the 2015 season.
Travion Graham's layup with 0.6 seconds left gave number 16 VCU a victory over the Billikens 63-61 in Atlantic 10 conference game Friday at the Chaifetz Arena. Billikens forward Malik Yarbrough had 13 of SLU's team-high 15 points in the second half, with a team high with 6 rebounds. Austin McBroom scored 12 points, Ash Yokobu scored 9 points and had 6 rebounds. Marcus Bartley had 8 points and a career game-high 7 assists. The Billikens are 9-10 on the season. With the loss, the Billikens fall to 1-5 in league play. Next up for the Billikens, they go on the road to play George Mason on Thursday. The Patriots are 6-12 on the season.
The SLU women's basketball team used a furious second-half rally to beat Fordham 54-50 at Chaifetz Arena on Saturday. The Billikens were down by 10 at the half, but outscored the Rams 35-21 in the second half, thanks in part to a 13-0 run to start the second half. Sadie Stepanovic led the Billikens with 18 points. She was 7 of 14 from the field and a perfect 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. The victory is SLU's second in a row, which puts them at 10-10 on the season and 3-4 in league play. Fordham, which came into the game as one of the 2 undefeated teams in the Atlantic 10 Conference, are now 14-6 and 6-1 in the Atlantic 10. The Billikens return to action on Wednesday when they host St. Joseph's for Education Day at Chaifetz Arena. Tip-off is at 11:30 a.m.
Christopher Hayes, an antiques dealer in Palm Beach County, Florida, decided to turn over his collection of rhino ivory, elephant ivory, and protected corals in order to avoid arrest. Hayes was hoping to receive, quote, a slap on the wrist. However, that slap turned out to be a $1.5 million fine. Court records indicate that the 6 rhino horns in Hayes' possession valued at over $400,000 each. The price of rhino ivory has skyrocketed due to both an increase in wildlife protection as well as the steady decline of rhino populations in both Africa and Asia. Reports say that Hayes is the second dealer in a year to turn over contraband ivory.
So Annie, what are we looking at for weather this week?
Well, as you can see on the 5-day forecast that I showed earlier, it's going to be partly cloudy, and then it's going to be in the 40s and 50s, and then it's going to rain on Saturday. So keep your eye out for Saturday, and you'll be fine other than that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about studying outside Wednesday. Think it'd be a good idea?
On Wednesday, it might be a little cloudy, but it'll be fine.
Okay.
The high is on Wednesday, so it'll be beautiful.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Well, that's our show for the night. Thank you for watching.
Don't forget, you can always get the latest movie reviews and news online at slutv.slu.edu or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We will be back here next week at 6 p.m. Dang it. Botched the end there.